Hi, I'm PJ.
Hi, I'm Lungi.
Today is, what day is it? 6th of January 2019. The year has just started, and 2018 was simultaneously momentous and ignominious. You know, just a mix of the great and the calm and the wonderful and the normal, and then the really slightly shitty things interlaced, but the good things are really good, so much so that they do sort of cover over. They account, they provide reason and purpose and motivation to carry on. So we are going to talk about some of that, and just being thankful, just sitting in the glory and honor of how good life has been and how kind the universe has been. And this is...
Hey, thank you. I'm Lungi. Thanks for inviting me on today, PJ. I'm happy to be here. And 2018 has given me, a lot to be thankful for. And hoping that in 2019 that those blessings continue. So as you mentioned about thankfulness, yes, I have a lot to be thankful for in 2018.
One of the things that I found in 2018 that I'm really thankful for is community. I know a lot is said that there is no community. Like there's this sense that when the people around us and the village that sustains us work in the moment, we're like, oh, I have a community, and the moment something doesn't go the way we want it to, or our expectations are not met, we don't sit with that single experience. We jump into the whole cancelling culture of there's no such thing as community. And granted, I mean, there is no monolithic amalgamous gathering of people that is clearly identifiable as community, but there are people that you have like experiences with, shared DNA with, shared history, shared understanding, and you come together in various ways of mutual support and mutual understanding, and you create joy. And in those moments when you spend time with those people, it means everything. It sustains you. It gives you a reason to go on. It gives you a reason to be where you are in the moment, just present and enjoying it. And it gives you a cloak of warmth and beauty to move through life, and that's community. And because the whole idea of, well, for me, city living is so individualistic. I mean, promoted obviously by capitalism. City living is such that you're meant to do as much as possible for yourself and yourself only. And the moment somebody is not fitting into that, then you don't need them, because the way life is sustained, you don't really need anybody anyway. So people have to perform exactly as you need them to, in the way you need them to, for you to allow them space in your life. But in 2018, I have to say, I have found community. There's just beautifully radical black femmes that I just share such joyful space with, that I break bed with, that I spend time with, that feed me, that sustain me. And I would hope that I'm not being parasitic in this community, but I am giving back, and that people are also being fed from me, and people are also receiving love, time, honor. And when I am in their company, I am present. I am not there and they're thinking that I want to be somewhere else, or you're not there. I want people to feel my presence, and I would hope that the communities in which I participate, I am doing that. And it's been a really beautiful experience of 2018 that I am thankful for.
Yeah, that's true. Although I do not participate within the wider communities that PJ is referring to, I agree that there is community. When you look, you will find it in London, especially for us people in diaspora. It's always useful to kind of find people you can relate to and create the community.
In 2018, one of the things I'm thankful for is spiritual connection. I find that there are a lot of spiritual practices from our ancestry as a black person displaced historically from Africa that were demonized as part of our colonization, that I have formed negative impressions of because they were fed to me from a negative perspective. They were fed to me in a situation that was meant to disconnect me from these practices. And so it interrupted me making an effort to understand these practices, to relate to them, to harness the power in them. And in 2018, I find myself relating more to practices handed down to me and rewriting them and redesigning them and reclaiming them as my own. I don't know everything that I need to know, but that which I do not know, I design and I practice, and I bring my whole self to the practice and my whole mind, my whole consciousness, and I imbue my everything in it to give to it the connection, the power. I open myself and I do not hold back, and I'm finding a whole new realm of spirituality, including rituals and incorporation of the powers of the elements, and just bringing my whole self to that openly has been an absolute blessing to me. And that's something that's part of what 2018 gave to me, a reclamation of a lot of the spirituality and the spiritual practices for personal purposes, for personal enrichment, for personal survival strategy. A reclaiming of spirituality as an active practice outside of merely Christianity, but original ancestral practices, ancestral honor, ancestral inviting the ancestors to the things I do and the places I occupy, honoring their presence, sitting still and accepting their wisdom built into my DNA, and giving myself the moments, the time and the space to actively do that is actively something that I really, really did. I mean, I've always engaged with spiritual practices, but I've never really necessarily listened for the ancestors' response in it, placed my African inheritance actively centered as that. It was probably a more of a smattering of everything brought together as Christianity. Now I find a more wholesome thing that is for me that is less colonized. I mean, it's always going to have the colonized tinge because that's what made me, but I am actively removing as much of that as possible from my actual spiritual practices, and that is part of my 2018 journey, and I will continue to expand on that and grow it as I listen and honor it in 2019 and beyond.
Yeah, I can relate a lot to that. Having that duality myself between Christianity and ancestors, and kind of participating fully in both. But for me, I am thankful in 2018 for spring and summer, because I did most of my cycling then, and I traveled quite a lot with the cycling and discovered quite a lot of places, and it was really enjoyable. So that made my summer, that made my 2018 the kind of cycling, and I hope to repeat it again in 2019. I would say as well 2018 has given me that realization that I could do with a sabbatical, and as such I will be having one in 2019 where I can just really concentrate on traveling, seeing new places, cycling in new places, and just having fun and seeing the world. So that was what 2018 gave to me, because I'd never actually considered it before, like a sabbatical, taking time off work, because what I realized in 2018 is that I did a lot of this traveling, like took a few days off here and there or at the weekends, but then it always came to an end, and then I had to go back into the office and then forget about it for a few days and then go back to cycling. So giving my full attention to that is really, I think, going to be very enjoyable. So I'm really looking forward to it in 2019.
So, are we going to wrap up now? But I just want to say, one thing I'm thankful for is our continued relationship, our continued friendship, our continued association, the support we continue to give to each other in whatever we choose to do individually and collectively, the ways we grow and support each other during that growth. And I'm thankful for that, and I look forward to more of that in 2019 in whatever ventures we choose. And so I'm PJ, and this is
Lungi.
And I hope to bring you to just have more conversations with you, to just have you share what I do, to carry you like an angel on my shoulder, to ride with me through 2019, to see where I go, where I end up, and how it works out, and just talk back to me about it, how you feel. Just subscribe if you want to hear more. I'll be going live. Well, the plan now is to go live once a month, but I don't know, that may change. I am open to what the universe commands me to do, so I am listening to that. So everything is always open to change and open to modification and open to listening to what I am commanded to do. So subscribe, talk to me about some of the things you're thankful for. Talk to me about some of the ways things have impacted you in the past year and some of the things you're hoping to engage with going forward. Comment. Let's have a conversation. And until then,
Cheerio.
create joy. Actively, intentionally create joy. It makes life worth living. Bye.